こんにちは。Welcome to the Camera's channel. 六道の辻 Crossroad near 東山 in Kyoto. From here onwards is the world after death. Long ago, the area called Toribeno near Kiyomizudera temple was a place where the corpse was dumped in the open.This time, I'd like to introduce you to a surprising spot in Kyoto, an entrance to another world. From Rokudo no Tsuji Crossroad on Matsubara Street to Kiyomizudera Temple, walking through Toribeno, a place of wind funerals. During the Heian period,People carried bodies through Matsubara Street to Toribeno. Beyond the Kamogawa River, to southern part of Kiyomizudera Temple, this entire area was called Toribeno. The border between the world of the dead and the world of the living is called Rokudo no Tsuji.South of Kenninji Temple, in front of Rokudo Chinnoji Temple, you can find a stone monument of Rokudo no Tsuji. When the funeral at that time was just disposing a dead body on the field, it takes a lot of firewood to burn a corpse. Common people,who could not afford firewood had no choice but to dump the bodies in the field. This is a temple of child rearing Jizo statue. Once upon a time, there was a woman who came to buy candy every night. The candy store owner was curious, and one day he followed the woman.She disappeared in front of Toribeno Cemetery. He heard a baby crying from inside the graveyard. When he dug up the grave the next morning, he found the baby licking candy and crying next to the woman's body. Ghost parenting candy is sold here.Rokudo no Tsuji area is from child rearing Jesus statue to Rokudo Chinnoji Temple. South of Matsubara Street is a place for dead people, where bodies were dumped.Funeral was held for the body at the temple in this area, and then the body was taken to Toribeno. Rokudo Chinnoji Temple can be seen on the left.Rokudo Chinnoji Temple was founded around the end of the 8th century. Rokudo Chinnoji. This place is famous for the legend of Ono no Takamura.In the 9th century, Ono no Takamura was an extremely talented officer who was highly trusted by the emperor. You can see the statue of Ono no Takamura and Emma, judge of the hill, from this small window. Takamura worked at the imperial court.As an official during the day. In legend, who went to underworld at night and served Lord Emma. There's a legend when a person named Fujiwara no Takato died. Takato met Takamura in the hell, and Takamura brought Takato back to this world. When Takato returned alive, he said that he met Takamura in the hell. Takamura was believed to go to the hell every night through the well. And you can see the well from here. Did you see this well? Please try to find it again. Another well was also recently discovered that can be used to return from the hell. That such a legend is probably because it is a place where the crossroad of Rokudo no tsuji is located. I will now head to Toribeno, which is said to be the world of the dead. On the right is a place named Rokudo, which in the past was called Rokudo, meaning skull. It's because when you dig the soil, skulls came out. Many people probably disposed around here because they could not afford to bring them far. It seems that a sport day is being held at a nearby junior high school. It's said that a long time ago there was a crematorium nearby. An epidemic occurred and many people died, so a monk named Kuya spread the practice of cremation to the people in order to suppress the epidemic. In the past, dead bodies from epidemics were dumped in the open, which caused epidemics to spread. Kuya gathered the bodies in one place and cremated them. I will explain about Kuya in detail later when I introduce Rokuhara Mitsuji Temple. This is the famous Higashiyama-Gojo intersection, which is the entrance to Kiyomizudera Temple. I'm going this way. Otanihonbyo Temple is located on the right. There is a tomb of Shinran, the founder of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. Toribeno is from this area in the north to Senyuji Temple in the south. Kiyomizudera Temple is said to have been built to mourn the spirits abandoned in Toribeno. However, the stench of death was so strong that it was rebuilt on higher ground. The farther you go toward the back, the more noble people were buried. It may sound scary to hear that this is a place where bodies were dumped, but that was over 1,000 years ago. Now, of course, there is no trace of what it was then. However, there are still many graves standing. This place is still the world of dead for Kyoto people. The name of Toribeno means a field with birds. It was taken from wind and bird funeral. The corpse was eaten by birds or animals and returned to nature. Adashino and Rendaino were also the locations for wind funerals in Kyoto. No cars can enter from this area. The road suddenly becomes narrower. It's very quiet, and you can't believe it's so close to the crowded and busy Kiyomizudera temple. This approach is recommended for those who want to visit Kiyomizudera in peace. I found the remains of Toribeno here. Toribeyama Myotengu Temple. This is actually a super hidden spot that is said to be another stage of Kiyomizu. Although it is a temple, there is a torii gate. Is Japan the only culture that incorporates shrine gates into temples? What is the view from the stage here? The bottom of this building is said to be a stage set in the same way as Kiyomizudera Temple. Please try to find a place where you can see the whole building. You can see Kiyomizudera from here. This area is called Toribeyama Cemetery. The place name Toribeno does not exist anymore, but traces of the name remains in temple and cemeteries. This is the end of the cemetery and the entrance to Kiyomizudera temple. Most tourists does not know that there is such a huge Toribeyama cemetery right behind Kiyomizudera temple. Built at the Rokudo no tsuji, Rokuhara-mitsuji. I return to Rokudo no tsuji. Rokuhara-mitsuji temple is located to the west of Rokudo-cho. This temple was founded by a monk, Kuya. There is a national treasure, the 11-faced Kannon statue, said to have been carved by Kuya. During 10th century, even though the common people were suffering from the epidemics and poverty, Buddhism was for some people who had difficulty practicing, and common people could not be saved by Buddhism. Then, Kuya walked around preaching that anyone could be saved just by chanting Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu means I believe in Buddha. Kuya also extended a helping hand to the people suffering from illness. Thanks to Kuya, many people were saved both mentally and materially. In 963, Kuya founded Rokuhara-mitsuji temple at a corner of Rokudo no tsuji. It was believed that when Kuya chanted Namu Amida Butsu, each syllable would become Buddha. A statue of Kuya expressing this legend was created during the Kamakura period. There is a replica of the national treasure, 11-faced Kannon, that can only be seen once every 12 years. It's said that Kuya carved it himself to stop the epidemic. The Vermilion painted main hall is a Muromachi period building. The statue of Kuya can be seen at Reiwakan. It is must see. Lastly, I'd like to introduce the legend that remains about the Jizo Bosatsu statue here. A woman was at a loss because she had no money to mourn her descended mother. But a certain priest appeared and buried her mother's body for her. In return for money, she gave her mother's hair to him. She heard he was a monk from Rokuhara-mitsuji, so she went out to thank him later. To her surprise, the Jizo statue's hand was holding a strand of her mother's hair. This Jizo statue can also be seen at Reiwakan.